Today I'm going to be walking you through the Ezoic Leap dashboard from the admin screen. So this is a tour of the Leap beta to give everyone a better idea of how Ezoic Leap works. It's located here in the Speed tab. Today I've got a site that hasn't quite been set up yet that we're using as a test. Here I'm in the main Leap screen. You can see the tabs for navigating the toolset are here at the top. I also have the Leap banner here and the option to join the leaderboard once I get my site set up. My core web vitals haven't been tracked for the last 28 days, which is the information that Google uses to determine the page experience that they'll be rolling into search updates here soon. I can see my speed score for the last 30 days, and that information will be displayed here. Until we have accurate field data for core web vitals, the information may not be available here yet. Here at the bottom, there's recommendations that once I'm integrated, Ezoic will begin understanding what technologies are working on my site and which ones I could potentially replace to make my website faster. In some cases, we'll be sharing the percentages of sites that are using this that are actually slower or faster than other sites. We'll also begin showing you what percentage of sites are faster or slower than your site based on other sites that are similar. If you'd like to view alternatives for a technology, you can click on View Alternatives, and we'll offer links and information about sites that may be using these alternatives. You can also go into the Technologies tab here at the top, scan the site, and understand what technologies are listed here, and view the entire library down at the bottom. So if you would like to see all CMS, message boards, widgets, blogs, WordPress themes, there's quite a few in here. You can go through all of them to determine which ones may offer you the most benefit, or just explore other ways you could build sites. In the Core Web Vitals tab, you'll notice this walks you through each of the 3 core web vitals. Again, we don't have the 28-day data available yet. However, I can see below the URLs that we do have data on, and it will show me my worst pages according to the specific vitals. So in my case, all 3 of mine are passing given the data that we have, although this could change as we collect more data. Before we get to optimization settings, I'm going to go to the Tester tab. The Tester tab allows me to actually test URLs in real time, and this uses Google's Lighthouse and PageSpeed Insights information and will share both the field data and origin data that we have. In this case, both for Google and for Ezoic, not enough data is available yet. However, I can see the timing of this page in real time and be able to go through the recommendations. The recommendations are the ones that are provided by Lighthouse and often aren't as easy to follow or offer as much detail or accuracy as the ones provided within Ezoic. We also have the leaderboard, and the leaderboard allows you to see other sites that are fast and how they got there. So I can see on this site that's the 11th ranked. I can see that it's passing all the core web vitals. It's getting a 90 score in Lighthouse. I can see who its host is. I can see the CMS is WordPress. It's using Cloudflare integration. I can also see the Ezoic features it's using. So it's ad serving. It's also using these settings in Leap, which we'll get to in a minute, and it'll show me the other technologies that are being used. In our case, we're adding more all the time and adding more data to this to make it easier for you to implement things on other sites that may be making it fast that you find that you have in common on your website. Now I'm going to go to the Optimization Settings tab. Here, you'll be given a handful of different options depending on which version of the beta program you're in. For most sites, you'll see a Get Started button where you'll pick your settings, you'll preview the site, and you'll activate it. Some sites will also have the ability to ask for a setup assistant where someone will help you set up the site automatically. This will mean you'll have to wait in a queue. If you wait in a queue, we'll always update you with where you stand in line. When I click on Get Started, it'll automatically toggle on almost all of the settings. So in each of these settings, these are things that are universally some of the most important things for speeding up a site. you may have plugins or caching tools or something at your host that's trying to do these jobs already. In almost every case, it's better if Ezoic does this job instead. So if you can toggle off these features in other locations first, it'll likely improve performance and help you troubleshoot going through the process and ensure that your preview is as fast as your actual site would be when those are toggled off. In almost every case, you're doing something here that is making your website faster. In this case, we're optimizing the loading of CSS, minifying certain codes so that they can be loaded quicker, or combining them. Images will serve in next-gen formats, resize them in a browser, and compress them, so there's no need for other things to be doing this to your images already. Script execution is one of the areas where Ezoic has built a lot of really interesting proprietary technology that ensures that your site is nearly instant for visitors. However, there are certain libraries of code and JavaScript that may cause different conflicts within your site. In our troubleshooting and setup video, there's some videos and some tips on how to ensure that this doesn't negatively impact your site or potentially harm one of your core web vitals. So there'll be information here inside of advanced settings where you can toggle on different aspects of the script delay feature. If I find that my menu isn't working, or maybe my Google Analytics isn't reporting data correctly, I can click on Find Delayed Scripts and I can actually see all the scripts that Ezoic is delaying on the site. And maybe there's one here that I identify as being the one that's causing my issue, and I can click on No to exclude it from optimization. And then I can turn it back on if I learn that that one actually doesn't make a difference. You can also submit your own here. So if you don't see one inside of the exclusion rules, you can add your own here. You can also exclude specific pages from the script delay. Last, we've got the static asset cache policy. This ensures that Ezoic can serve elements of the site through the cache. Content, specifically iframes, is something that Ezoic can help you optimize. The important thing here is to ensure that any iframes on the page aren't injected by a third party. And last, pre-connecting origins. This is primarily for ads, but there are things like fonts that Ezoic can help you optimize as well by pre-connecting to them if there's an external call. Next, I can go to Next, or just simply click the preview, and it'll open up a preview. You'll notice I've got a URL here that allows me to see my site exactly how it would serve with this optimization in place. I also am not logged into WordPress. If you're using a WordPress site, you want to ensure that you're logged out prior to trying to preview anything. In fact, if you want to speed test the preview, you can. However, we recommend that sites copy and paste the preview URL into an incognito window before running the Lighthouse test. This will ensure that no Chrome extensions that you have installed on your primary Chrome browser are altering the speed test in any way. And then you can click Generate Report. Once you've modified the parts of your site that you think are important and achieved the optimizations that you are seeking, you can click Next one more time, and then you can activate this version of Leap on your site globally. Once you click Activate, the site will be live using Leap under Change Settings, and you'll see here a Settings History tab. I don't have a settings history right now, so it doesn't display. If you go to your site and you want to debug something or better understand some aspect of Core Web Vitals, our Chrome extension includes additional Leap features now. This includes both information about the technology on your site, your CLS, and LCP. You can actually use this information to have Ezoic highlight where the LCP violations or issues are on your site. And with CLS, you can actually activate this tool and then use the script debugger tool to live in person work through your site. In one of our other videos, there's a great example of this. We also highly recommend installing the Ezoic WordPress plugin. This will appear as a recommendation with a link to the plugin. Even if you are integrated via cloud, which is highly recommended for Leap, we recommend you download this plugin as it will help us learn and also identify issues that may be coming from one of your WordPress plugins or theme that we may be able to offer specific advice to help you with. Between the Chrome extension, the Leap dashboard, and the WordPress plugin, if you're using WordPress, Leap provides a complete toolset to make your website faster and to pass all core web vitals.